Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Cappies in early July? It's a beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies. Let's get this card out nice and quick, my friends. We're going to have some fun today. Let's get this card. There we go. Cool. So this energy does have a certain weight to it, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. It's great when it comes for like determination and forward movement and not quitting. Keep it going. And I really like it, but it does have that Ten of Wands feel. So definitely need to watch the energy levels. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see with the imagery, we have this dude chilling right here, and he has a literal other person on his shoulders, right? So it just reminds me of that Ten of Wands type of energy. And if you don't know what the Ten of Wands is, it's the picture of someone holding like 10 bundles of sticks or 10 wands, and it's like, I'm carrying this weight, I'm carrying this burden. So in the good sense, this is that classic Capricorn determination and forward push, where it's like, all right, even if the road's not easy, I'm gonna keep going, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna quit. That's a great thing with this card, and I really do like that. This could also be spirit urging you forward. Say, hey, regardless of what you got going on, even if things don't feel heavy, keep it pushing. Now, for some of you, this could also represent like feeling a little deflated or low energy. So watch out for that in this time. You might need to recharge the batteries, take a little vacation or something like that. But yeah, there is a weight. And I always say with the 10 wands, it could be like mind, body, or soul. And I always say specifically when it comes to the body and the physical vessel, watch out for areas like the neck, back, and spine. You might be holding a lot of tension there. So we're going to let him do what he's doing over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Cappies. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It did show up that someone seemed or looked a little grumpy, right? The reading was titled They Are Mad. And there was this little disgruntled type of energy that I was picking up. So hopefully it wasn't you. Hopefully things have been going nice and smooth. Could have been someone else. We can't really control the feelings of others, right? But just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else. Same goes with that first oracle. But let's get you going here. Let's get 3 cards out just to start us off. What do we got for the Cappies in early July? Okay, so all 3 cards popped out together. That's a very rare thing, but we're going to go one by one. We start with a pretty nice card. This very open, welcoming. I love the 9 of Cups, and we're going to get into it much deeper, but that's very content. Then we do have that little bit of a holdover from last week. We got the 5 of Swords right here. Yeah, that's a little pushy sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. And then on the back end, the mood lightens. So I'm already kind of picking that up where it's like up, down, up. We have like this little push, pull, back, forth, up, down, because we got the Fool right here on the back end. And I really like the Fool. It's lighthearted. So it is a mixture of like heavy, intense energy and like very lighthearted. So that could be a good thing, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that's important. It frames the reading and it gives us a pretty good foundation to work from. And you have a pretty good mixture this week, right? We have water, air, and fire. And some people say the Fool is like air-fire combination. So yeah, they're mixed up. And that could be a good thing. because they all have their positives and challenges. Now, when it comes to water, that is an element that works very well with Capricorn placements. Earth and water, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, right? So, water to me is the inner realm, the emotional realm, matters of the heart. It can represent things, people, situations, projects that you're emotionally invested in. When I get water, it's like I genuinely care about this thing. So, that's a pretty good thing. It could tie in with spirituality, it could tie in with intuition, the dream state. It's very etheric and very creative as well. And of course, partnership. So when I see this, it's like, all right, we got a few different directions this could go. Great for any sort of creative project or endeavor, like thinking outside of the box. The downside to water is that up down type of flow. Just like the tides, it ebbs, it flows, it's up, it's down, and sometimes water can be very intense, especially if you're going through some emotional things. In the center, we have air, which kind of counterbalances this cup water in the front. Air is not as emotional. It's very much cut and dry. So when I see air, I think of very logical, pragmatic, strategic. It's very, very intelligent. It does deal with either giving or receiving information. That's why swords tie in very heavily towards communication, talks, messages, things like that. Perspective, outlook, how you frame things. That's all in the sword suit. The downside to the swords is that sometimes it can represent overthinking or dwelling on something. It could also be very surgical, cut and dry, where it's like, oh, no, that's what it is. It's just like about the facts and the facts alone, and it can be detached. Then on the back end, we have the fire. Awesome. That's the realm of actions. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take, it all falls under this umbrella. I do think of health, wellness, energy levels. Usually fire is high vibrational. So that's a pretty good thing. But it's an energy that's on the go, on the move, especially with this fire air combination leading us in the back end. Now, the only downside to the fire is that sometimes fire is a little hard to contain, right? Like sometimes it could be a volatile, explosive type of energy. So we'll see. But looking at the overall flow of energy, it's like high, low, high. It's like up, down, up. And these two energies are like very jovial, if that makes sense. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, my friends, we start with a beauty, right? That's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. We have the Nine of Cups. And we see our friend here who kind of looks like John Travolta. He's sitting there, he's chilling, he's happy, he's surrounded by nine cups. He's content, he has everything that he needs, right? So when I see this, I think of wish fulfillment, wins, victories, blessings in various areas of life because this person is happy. So that's good. This could be something taking a turn for the better or something actually working itself out. That's a good thing. Uh, it can be a come on inside and have a drink type of energy too, where it's like, yeah, let me welcome you in. Do you need anything? Do you want food? Do you want a snack? Like it's a very accommodating type of energy too. So I like it. The only downside with the Nine of Cups, sometimes it could be a little too accommodating. Sometimes it could be a little too nice where like, oh, I'll give you the shirt off my back, even if you don't need it. So just watch out for energy like that. And it could also represent overindulgence. So whether it's like a pleasure of the flesh, a habit of some kind, just watch out for that because the Nine of Cups could get a little bit wild. But it is a very, I don't want to say it's a jokey type of energy, but it's lighthearted. It's jovial, like I already mentioned. So we'll see. Maybe that's a good thing. Now, moving to the middle, not so jovial. We get the Five of Swords, and we see this individual here with the spiked hair, and he just won a battle, right? You see those people in the background, they got the crap kicked out of him, and he has all the swords. He wins. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, the good thing about this card is that, yeah, it's the determination we saw with the very first oracle, where it's like, I will do what I have to do. There's only one direction, and that's moving forward. So whether that's what you're embodying or somebody else, it's like full steam ahead, and there is an aggression behind it. So I love the determination. I love that this energy does not quit and it continues to keep going. But this card does have a bit of a downside. Since it is one of the cards of self-focus, this could sometimes represent selfish individuals. Sometimes this could represent someone that's a little mean, a little cold-hearted. Whereas like this one will give you the shirt off its back, this one will take the shirt off your back. So when I see the Five of Swords, it's that aggression, the anger, the pushiness that we want to watch out for, because there could be a warning there. And it's very, very serious, right? The Five of Swords is not messing around. So I find it interesting that these two energies are, maybe they're canceling each other out, right? Because this one's like very nice, warm, welcoming. This one's like cold and to the point. Now, on the back end, we do have another very positive card. We have the Fool, the protagonist of the tarot deck, big Aries energy. Some people also link it to Aquarius. I love it. It's great for new adventures, new journeys, new chapters, moving towards the future with a sense of optimism and hope. So it's one of my favorite cards in the deck, right? And it does have the sun, which is also a very good sign and symbol. So I like it. This could be another win or victory, or at least something that has a lot of energetic potential. It's a very fresh type of energy. This could be like a new approach to something. But the downside to the Fool card, it could be very risky, right? With that fire energy right next to the Five of Swords, this energy could just like take a leap, take a jump, take a risk. So we want to keep an eye on this. It could be very spontaneous and urge driven, where it doesn't quite think things through. But overall, it's that jovial, jokey, lighthearted energy, which I think is good, hopefully, right? Because this energy in the center is the only rough point that I'm picking up so far. But I want to dive deeper on all the Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Nine of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop them in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Nine of Cups time. What do we got? What do we got? Why is that here? Thank you. Wow. I mean, we can't do much better than this, my friends. We go from the Nine of Cups to the Ten of Cups. I mean, it's at the tippy top of the mountain when it comes to beautiful, good energy. So to me, it's already claimable. Now, I know a lot of Capricorns could be dealing or working with a variety of different things. Some of you might be watching this just for entertainment. Some of you might have some funky work or business things happen, and some of you might be relationships. But when I see the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, and the Ten of Cups, which is even better than that, it's like the hits keep coming, where it's like win after win. So it's like not just one thing, it's like boom, one after another. Now, we do need to keep a level head, especially with the Five of Swords, but this is a beautiful energetic outlook. Um, I don't want to say this is the best reading I've ever done for Capricorn yet, but the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups combination, that is a clear cut win or victory, and it's significant. It's very significant. Now, for some of you, the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, that is a relaxed, chill, flow based type of energy. So, again, there might be something you're dealing with. Maybe you're kicking your feet up a little bit. Maybe you're taking a little rest or a break, or maybe you need to recharge the batteries. This energy in the front does feel just very chill and unbothered, which I think is really good. But we need to see how it goes, right? Because this energy on the front here, yeah, it's a win victory type of vibe, and we love it. But the energy starts rocking and rolling as we move forward in the reading. So we'll take it, we'll claim it, we'll put it in our back pocket, and yeah, that's a very good energy for the week. So hopefully this is like the main theme or the main name of the game, but we'll see. Let's keep going. We're going to see what the Five of Swords has to say, and then the Fool too, because the energy looks like it's moving in a very good direction. Nice. So why is that Five of Swords here? Why is that Five of Swords here? All right. So we have the Ace of Wands in the upright underneath this Five of Swords. It's like, yeah, something that shifts or changes. Like, it's like explosive in nature or surprising. So yeah, when I see the Five of Swords, Ace of Wands, it's like boom, it takes like a hard left on you. So that doesn't mean you're about to go from good times to rough times completely out of the blue. It's like someone throwing a monkey wrench into the works. I got something similar in the pardon me, I got something similar in the Sagittarius reading. Now let's talk about the Ace of Wands. I always say this is like a mini tower, right? It carries the same energy, but it's not as significant. Aces represent offers, opportunities, conversations, and talks. So it's like we have this very chill, relaxed, laid back type of energy. Then the Five of Swords and the Ace of Wands, boom, it's like a huge shift of energy where it's like, what the heck happened here? So watch out for a variety of different things, situations that might take like a very quick, sudden, or explosive change in the vibe. And you're not the only one that's had something like that. Now, I am still very optimistic with what we have coming up. We have the Fool, the Five of Swords, Ace of Wands could be a little risky too. So I'm still not saying this is the total message because we still have more action to come. But to me, it's just showing me a very sudden shift of action. So could it be how someone's acting? Maybe. Could be a situation in and of itself where it's going smooth and then boom, what the heck is this? It's like a very sudden or explosive shift or change. So we're going to keep going. Hopefully, it's not a difficult one. Usually, aces represent energetic potential. So even if it does seem difficult, it might be for the best, or it might lead to a different door opening. Let's keep going. We're going to see what the Fool has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So, why is the Fool here? Yeah, that's odd. Why is the Fool here for my Cappy friends? Thank you. Okay. So we got our good friend here, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard. He has a goblet. He's back to chilling. All right. So this energy, there's an unpredictability to it. Um, if this were a singular person, it might be like one of those people where it's like, I don't know what version of this person I'm going to see today or what version of this person I'm going to get. Now, I don't want to hyper fixate and focus on that. Just watch out for any individuals that may have certain differences of personality depending on the weather, depending on the day, because that's how it feels to me. Where it's like really, really good day. Whoa, that's a totally different vibe. Oh, back to good. It's like it's shifting and changing quickly. It does like a hop, skip, and a jump, like boop, 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 like the energy shift and change and shifting. Now, for another bunch of you, when I see the King of Cups with the Fool card, this is an energy that lets it flow. So there could be a situation or something you might be dealing with where it's like the less you react to it, the better. Now, I'm not saying don't care about certain things. I'm not saying that, like, hey, you need to just sit back and don't do a damn thing. But it's like if you meet aggression with aggression, or if you meet push with a push, that's where the energy could really go haywire. So there is that little warning where it's like the less you react, the better it goes for you. So I'm not saying you need to be emotionally disconnected from every single thing, but it's like, sometimes pressure is good, sometimes letting it flow is good, and this is absolutely a let it flow, be non-reactive type of vibe, because we still have win victory energy all over the place, especially with the King of Cups. This could be a water sign you're connected to. So I really like the energy. The only thing that I'm a little down on is the fact that it changes, and it's like, all right, well, what version of this am I going to see today, or what version of this situation am I going to be dealing with? Because things like that can cause someone to feel like they're walking on eggshells, right? Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So most of the reading, the outer edges look really, really fantastic. I mean, unless there's someone that's holding some anger in and they look good on the outside, that could be a potential too. But position number one, we start with the beauty. We have the Nine of Cups with the Ten of Cups, one of the best alignments of wins, victories, just something going well. It's calm, it's relaxed, very flow-like, just like we have on the back end. So we claim that. That's beautiful. It looks great. The only pressure point within the reading is this fire air combination, Five of Swords, Ace of Wands, where that's like a sudden change or a sudden shift or even an explosive one where it's like things are going so good, boom, then we have a monkey wrench where it's like, what version am I going to get today? Now, if there is a situation you're dealing with that's had like a little regression or has taken a hit, there is a bounce back. That's the one thing I really like, because as we get to the back end, we have the Fool with the King of Cups. The less you react to something, the better. So that's just what's showing up. This could be something that hasn't even shown up yet. Doesn't mean you don't need to react whatsoever, but don't meet aggression with aggression. And it's something that kind of rights its own ship, like it fixes itself. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments down below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here for you. So mostly good stuff today for you, my friends. Temperance, and that fits just in with the vibe, especially what we had here on the back end. So Temperance, I know it looks a little funky in this deck, but it's the one with Archangel Michael on it, right? And Temperance can represent just letting something flow, having patience with it, the non-reactive energy we were seeing. Now, for some of you, if you're connected to Saggy or have Sag placements, this is a really strong power card where it's like I have a strength in my core. So I like this. Temperance is huge when it comes to spiritual protection. So for some of you, you might be on the path you're meant to be on at this moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. But temperance can also become very impatient. And that's the shadow side of it, where it's like, I'm I'm watching the clock. I'm watching the clock. Like, hey, how long is this going to last? So watch out for getting impatient with things or situations when this is here, because temperance can sometimes lash out. Like you see him there. He's got fire all over him. So watch out for anybody lashing out too. But we're just going to leave it at that, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.